Mel Hardy here, and we are down in Sutter Creek for the Amador Arts Winefest 2018. I am joined by my best friend who has so much knowledge, I just had to bring her along.
We're down here in Sutter Creek, just like Mel said. This is one of the best events in Sutter Creek, I think, all year. You have local artists, local wineries, local restaurants all coming together to do a great thing for Amador Arts, really support the community, support the schools, do a real lot for our community. So we're going to enjoy ourselves tonight, enjoy a little wine, enjoy a little live music later. But right now we have empty glasses, and I think we should go get them filled up.
All right, let's drink some wine and have a good time.
Hi, we're in Village Real Estate. We're going to do some tasting with Runquist Wines right now. We're here with Jim. He's pouring a couple of beautiful wines tonight. Jim, can you tell us what you're pouring?
We have a 2016 Barbera and a 2015 Tannat.
A Tannat. What is that?
Tannat's a varietal from the south of France. It's mostly used for blending. It's a national grape of Uruguay. It gets its name because it's very high in tannins, but we keep it in the bottle a very long time, longer than our other grapes, and it helps lower those tannins and soften them, and you should give it a try.
Runquist was one of the first wines that I actually got to know and taste and really enjoy, and Jeff is just such an inventive winemaker. I don't believe I've ever had anything from him that I was not absolutely in love with. Just the wines are really unique, really bold, really just wonderful, and the tasting experience you offer at the tasting room is absolutely incredible. I've enjoyed that so many times. Sometimes little cheeses to taste. Oh, you must try this wine with this cheese and try this bread. It's absolutely such a great experience. If you're out in the Shenandoah Valley, you should absolutely stop by and see the nice folks at Runquist.
I've never even heard of a Tannat before.
Yes, a lot of Jeff's wines are from varietals that you probably haven't heard of before, because a lot of them were used just for blending. So you need to come out. We have about 16 different wines you can taste. We still do not charge for tasting at the winery, and we're open Thursday through Monday from 11 to 5. This is one of our core wines that we always have on hand. Tannat is one of these wines that a very limited quantities are maybe gone, but Barbera, our Zinfandels, are our core wines, which we're just Syrahs. We have those all the time for you to taste.
Me personally, I'm a huge Barbera fan.
Well, this is Barbera country, you know.
It is, and yours is definitely, it is top notch.
Our wine club is just growing tremendously. So.
Are you able to ship to every state?
Pretty much. There's a few of those states, and not because we don't want to ship to them,
They're
but
local
local laws, right.
Type of thing.
So
I feel terrible
you
for
can
the
pick up
people
the
in
phone,
those
and even
states.
those states, and call us, and maybe we can ship to you.
Your Barbera is absolutely lovely.
Good.
I can think of a host of things I would love to eat with it. I love food pairings.
Right,
and like,
all here, too. Many of
you
it,
do
yeah,
have
right.
a lovely spread
And we
today.
do have a spread. Thank you so
you.
much, Jim, for spending time with us.
Sure.
And
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
you do the same.
Everybody keeps coming back. Can I have another one? Can I have another one?
Have
Have you had one of those?
The number one?
Right here, espresso.
Oh my God, I need a straight harvest.
Go for it. Go
Feed
for
Cam,
it.
feed Cam, go Cam, go. Dude, look at him. He's out of control.
This is Reese Tapero.
How we doing?
I've actually met him a time or two before in my life, if you hadn't noticed that. So he's here with Untitled, one of our great local wineries in the Shenandoah Valley. They've been around for years.
We've been making this Sangiovese in this valley for over 3 decades. And we do it in a little bit more of what they would consider by kind of somm terms to be more old world. We don't add as much oak influence to the wine. We don't over extract the fruit to get it very jammy. We actually do it very straightforward and kind of terroir driven style wine. But a little bit more acidic balance as well, so good ageability as well on that wine. But just very light, easy going. This is a 2015 vintage of the Originale, as we call it. Just a great wine across the board. Just has that Turkey Day written all over it, but also any kind of food in general kind of written all over it. Really, the only thing that this probably couldn't stand up to is maybe like pasta bolognese or maybe like lamb ragu, and we have other more Brunello style wines to kind of fit those stuff. On the estate we grow Sangiovese Piccolo and also Sangiovese Grosso, which are the two representations of Chianti Classico and also Brunello di Montalcino. So those two wines, actually, we make multiple representations of both of those styles of wines. Even though we don't live in that or we don't live in Tuscany, so we can't call them Brunello di Montalcino or Chianti Classico. We do keep a lot of those standards in the winemaking. Good ageability as well, actually. We still have wine that is aging and actually still tasting good from 1994. So if you guys, if you have an ageability or any kind of cellaring capabilities, these wines actually do really well in those forms. Yeah.
You're so knowledgeable about Vino Noceto and their wines. How long have you worked there?
Almost about 3 years. So I'm their wholesale manager. I do wholesale for them, and I also do a little bit of like wine education and food pairing for them. Yeah, and I've worked there, gosh, yeah, about 3 years now. So it's been kind of a whirlwind. It's just been really nice to work for a place that has a smaller business that has a little bit more morality and also just something that I can get my hands kind of into and less corporate structure. So,
You sound so passionate and so knowledgeable, and you've worked there for 3 years. Do you have more background in the wine industry? How did you become?
Well, I bartended for a little bit, but I also kind of after my bartending career, I got into wine because I always found myself kind of fascinated with wine. I always found myself looking at bottles instead of kind of doing the mixology things and dealing with different cordials and alcohols. I always found myself going in the cellar and looking at bottles and going, oh, what is this? Like, why is this or why is this that? So when actually after I left the bartending scene, I got into a winery called Young's in the Shenandoah Valley, and that was kind of the catalyst. Actually, after that, I just started. I just started getting into wine. I actually started drinking a lot more wine. Started getting in the wine circles in the valley, and then just recently, I became an entry-level sommelier in June of last year. So.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Good for
so-
you. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be getting my certified somm in June this year, or next year, up and
That's
coming.
no small feat. The sommelier experience going through that program is not for the faint of heart. You have to be very passionate, very knowledgeable, and really well versed in all things wine. So that's incredible. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you guys. That's awesome. And actually, it's pretty interesting that most of the people at Vino Noceto now are entry-level somms or better. So that's kind of the standard that we're keeping at Vino Noceto, is that education and also just like knowledge. You know, it's somebody behind the bar should know a little bit about the wine that they're pouring you. You know, so definitely. But yeah, you guys want to try a little rosa?
Oh,
while you're on it?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course.
Check it out. So about 40% Sangiovese, 30% Barbera, 20% Zinfandel, and 10% Aglianico, which is a southern Italian varietal from kind of the Naples area.
Quick before we sober up.
No worries. Right. You want to try the originale, guys, real quick?
Do I get a double pour if I mention the name Cam?
Cam?
Cam
Yeah.
Ursula.
Did that give you anything?
I can give you a double pour just for general, man.
All right, double pour.
Thanks, Cam. You're the man.
Yeah, Cam's the man, dude.
Cheers.
Cam.
Hey, Vino Noceto.
Cheers. What else, right?
It's wherever.
Now a little bit more?
Yeah, or just
Check it out.
first time.
Oh, yeah.
Here we are down at the Creaky Cupboard, and we are here with Stan and Kevin. They are pouring for Dillian wine. And Stan, can you tell me what we are tasting today?
Today you're tasting the Zinfandel. It's a 2016 Hang Tree. It's the newest blend that they have for their Zin.
Oh, well, let's fill them up.
Okay. Yeah, that's the it.
It's a nice little tasting. Ooh, that's really nice. And you said it's a 2016?
2016.
2016. Can you tell me a little bit about Dillian as a winery?
Dillian started in 1972. They have some of the oldest vines in the state and one of the two oldest vine vineyards in the Shenandoah Valley. So they've been established. I believe it's the son now that's taken over the production, and very popular tonight. People come back for seconds.
I really enjoy this wine. I think the mouthfeel is really lovely. It's not aggressively peppery, like some of our local Zins can be rather aggressive. This one's really nice and well balanced. I can see it being a really food-friendly wine. I can imagine it being on a lot of the local wine lists at some of
Stan, Kevin, thank you guys so much
so
for
welcome.
spending some time with us and letting us taste your delicious wine. And I see why people are coming back for seconds. So we will send people your way.
Thank you so much.
How is your night going?
Our night is fantastic. Well, this is our second year here. Our friend Leslie lives in Sutter Creek. We both live in Sacramento, so we love coming up here for this event every year. We started at the top this year because last year we started at the bottom and then we missed it because we were too late. So this year we started up at Yerba? No. What was the one we started at, Michelle?
Miyake?
No. We started at one that starts with a Y, up at the top, past Provisions.
Yorba?
Yorba. We started at
Yorba.
Yorba.
Okay, yeah.
We loved it, and then we made our way down, and now we're close to the end, but we've had a great time. Really good wine.
This has been, I feel like this is the best wine fest that they have had.
Well, and it's not too cold, and there's not too many people, and it's way better for us than last year, because last year was packed, and this year it's a lot more
It was
accessible.
and I feel like this year there's a good amount of food.
I agree. Good food.
It's good food. So, are you going to head down to the auditorium?
We are.
for the
We're
music?
heading down for the music and the silent auction,
And the
then we're
auction,
gonna
yes.
finish up at Leslie's house and dessert. Thank you, Michelle. We're gonna head for dessert, but yeah, we're gonna finish off the night in the auction house.
So we're gonna end up at Leslie's with dessert.
We're gonna end up
Alright,
at Leslie.
so-
She's across the street from the stadium, so just head your way up there, and that'll be where we end.
All right, so we know where we're going. We'll see you there. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Cheers.
Goodbye cold, goodbye rain, goodbye sorrow, goodbye shame.
Hi, I'm Tracy Annette.
Hi, Stephen Geiser.
Nice to meet you, Stephen.
Stephen, I'm Mel Hardy. How are you?
Nice to meet you, Mel. This
right.
is Rita Gale.
How do you do?
I'm
How are you, Rita?
We're a small winery, family winery in Fiddletown. I'm in business with my 4 sons. They live in Colorado. I live out here. So that's how we got Distant Cellars is the name. The tribute wine goes to benefit the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. Over the last 5 years, we've raised over $100,000 for them in a little winery that produces about 1,200 cases a year. Wow. We're very proud of that and very proud of the partnership that we have with them. And the state Zinfandel. This one is head trained, which means it's standalone. It's not trellised. It's dry farmed, not irrigated, and it goes through natural fermentation, so we don't use a commercial yeast on it.
It's also won a gold medal in the competition at the San Francisco Chronicle for the last 3 years.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
quite the side note. Also,
There you
got
go.
a gold medal.
There you
So,
go.
Wow, that's amazing.
Have some.
What would
I
you
will
like?
take some.
I
Would
would
you
love
like
to
the
try the tribute wine.
Tribute? Okay.
And being that this is an art fest, I have to ask you about the label of this wine. It's
Okay.
really unique and very beautiful.
All right. Well,
I'm sure that there's a story to that.
There is a story to that. This is done by Christopher Owen Nelson. He is my daughter-in-law's cousin out of Boulder, Colorado. All original artwork. And what he does is he works in acrylic. And so he takes an acrylic panel, and the acrylic panel is about 3/4 of an inch thick. And he takes a Dremel tool out of the back, and he Dremels the branches out on this, okay? And then he polishes it up. And then he paints it from the front to the back. So where most painters do sky, mountain, tree, bird, he does bird, tree, mountain, sky. When he's done with it, he paints it black, he turns it around, and he pulls the other paper off the other side to see it. If he likes it, he keeps it. If he doesn't, he recycles it. If you think about the fact that he also does the firefighter labels the same way, it gets pretty amazing because some of our firefighter labels are very unique. The first set, the first 3 years were of a helmet, a jacket, and then the turn down, the pants and the boots. So
I can see the Fire Axe bottle over here
Yes.
to the side. May I?
you may.
I think that people should see this label. It's just absolutely stunning. I think that's a really far more than I expected for the story of the label. It's really quite beautiful, and I think the process is amazing. I think it's really appropriate for tonight's event with the Amador Arts. Hi, we're at the Amador Arts Winefest. We're at Brown Eyed Girl with Jamie from Prospect Cellars. She's pouring some of her beautiful wines here for us tonight. What are we going to taste first, Jamie?
You know what? We could start with a dry rosé if you like rosé. So our rosé is actually a rosé of Zin, so technically white Zin, but we don't put that on a bottle because then people would freak out and be like, white Zin, and never drink it. But really dry, crisp. I think it tastes like a watermelon now and later. I know that's kind of different and strange, but that's my most technical description of that wine.
No, it's
I definitely, I totally
a
taste
great
it.
description.
Yeah.
There you go. So we call it Riverbank Rosie. We have property out on the Consumnes River. Everyone drinks beer at the river. I needed a wine for the river, so we made this beautiful dry rosé. It's my answer to Coors Light. Barbera is actually from Dick Cooper's grapes, but we make the wine. So he sends us these beautiful Barbera grapes, and then we put them in French oak barrels, and we win lots of awards with it. So this is a double gold. I see all the hands come in when I pull out the Barbera. This is a double gold Barbera, 99-point rating, California State Fair. We think that the grape growers play such a large role in the success of the wine, so we give all our grape growers a nod on the labels themselves.
Wonderful little crackers down here.
Sunflower cheddar crackers from Andre's Bakery. Our tasting room is on Main Street in Plymouth, so unlike a lot of the wineries out in the valley, we can have food. We have all Andre's breads, all Andre's crackers, all kinds of yummy things from Andre's Bakeries in our tasting room. So come in and see us on your way out, get all your picnic supplies, bottle of wine, it kind of works.
Oh, and that's the perfect location on your way out of town. Just grab some wine and some goodies.
You can also stop and see me on your way home. A lot of times people need something to eat at the end of the day, so it works both directions.
Wow. Well, you have all the bases covered.
There you go.
Amazing
Barbera?
Yes, and that rosé, I'm kind of stuck on that rosé.
Okay, well, we'll get you
I love rivers.
Oh.
And I always take wine to rivers. So
there you go.
I'm totally on the same page with you.
Yeah, exactly. I think you can drink that rosé in a red Solo cup and no one's going to judge. Zinfandel, obviously, you're in Amador County, so Zinfandel is what pays our bills. Because, I mean, the Zinfandel grapes in Amador County are amazing.
Yes, I do know that is what we are known for.
That's what we're known for.
Is the Zinfandel grapes.
Yep. Absolutely.
So here,
and one more splash of Zin.
Pouring.
I think what you do is you get some wine, you go shopping, you come back, you get some more wine, you go shopping, you come back. So you have like 3 rounds of shopping with your wine tasting here this evening.
You are so
Look,
fun.
He has a bag right there. He knows.
See, look at.
He got the memo.
He did. Well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
spending
guys.
some time with us and chatting
Absolutely.
with us. And I'm going to come and buy some rosé. So
Absolutely. Main Street, Plymouth.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
I couldn't help but notice your shirt.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big topic in our community right now, and I have to say I absolutely love to see the support that our community puts out for people like this. Can you tell us a little bit about your shirt, Fight Jeff Fight?
Sure, it's a shirt that got made and handed out to a bunch of people locally to help support Jeff Jackson. Was a local guy, born and raised here. Went to Jackson High School. I went to high school with him. I was about a year behind him. My wife up there, born and raised with him, went to high school with him. Everybody around here knows him and loves him. He's run into some bad health problems lately. He's in the hospital in Sacramento. He's been in there a couple weeks, and
We'll wait a little bit.
more than a couple weeks, I guess now. But he's not doing too good. But everybody's praying and hoping that he's going to pull through. And he's getting a lot of moral support. Big-hearted guy, hiker. Him and a couple of other buddies. They do a lot of hiking and fishing up country. They've done it all their lives. Just a tight group of guys and friends, and it's pretty sad, but we're all still hoping he pulls through.
It's definitely an unfortunate situation, but it's one of those things that shows everyone what a great community that we have here in Amador County. When something happens to one of our local citizens, the community really rallies around and does everything that they can. People, local businesses, everyone goes above and beyond to do everything that they can to support the family, the person, just the well wishes. It does so much to support the community, and it's just such a great community to be a part of in that way. So I love your shirt. Thank you so much for wearing it tonight.
Thanks.
And I hope you're having a great time out here at Winefest.
Oh yeah, I'm just following my wife around.
Oh, good.
DD.
And another very important role. We're grateful for that.
We have 144 acres at Cooper. Half of it, well, almost half of it is planted in Barbera. But we do sell most of that to other wineries. Not most of it. We sell at least half of it to other wineries. They source it for their wine. So a lot of times when you're tasting Barbera around the valley, it will be Cooper grape.
That has been a reoccurring theme of our evening. We've heard Cooper Barbera specifically mentioned over and over as we've gone through the different tasting rooms, and it's so interesting to see how different winemakers are able to make different qualities come out of that wine and the way that they blend with different grapes, just the process that they go through. How do you feel? What's you?
Well, I often compare it to when people ask me about that. I say it's sort of like recipes, like cooking. Okay, I really enjoy cooking, but if I had a recipe and I gave you a recipe and we had the same thing, it would turn out different. Just different winemakers' preferences and how they like to make their wine. So that's why different Barberas, same grape, same vineyard, will taste different. Just because of the winemaker's personality. Yeah.
Let's come in here. I found the one and only executive director of Amador Arts, Megan O'Keefe. How are you?
Good. How are you, Cam?
We had a fantastic evening here.
Good.
There was a number of wonderful wines and some really great people enjoying themselves. How many tickets did you sell tonight?
Oh, over 600.
Wow. It seemed like the streets were back. I thought there was a chance maybe the road construction would maybe play into a little bit, but it didn't hold people back.
I know. The city of Sutter Creek, Vince Aguera Construction, everybody involved went to so many efforts to make this event come off this weekend. We're so grateful.
Okay. And when we get a little more time, we want to talk to you about a performing arts theater that's a vision, a dream of many people here in this county.
Yes.
And we know that you've got that on your fingertips.
We got to do it.
You have a new
Center.
office.
Yes. Mother Lode Plaza, 617 South Highway 49. We're at the same plaza as Highway House and Gold Trail Natural Foods.
Okay, right. There you go. Nice little plugs there for the
We have a piano. We have a place where you can write poetry or stories. We have a place where you can make art or teach art. It's a great spot.
Great. Megan O'Keefe, Executive Director, Amador Arts, putting on this event tonight. We had a great time. Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Cam.
You having a good time tonight?
Of course.
Excellent. What are you pouring tonight?
Our red blend, Barbera, Carignan, Charbonneau, and Zinfandel.
Excellent. What is Charbonneau?
It's an Italian varietal from Piedmont.
Excellent. Very nice. Do you get a lot of response to that?
Oh yeah, of course.
Excellent.
Dark and tannic.
Very
Pretty
nice.
wine.
Excellent. Good, good. One of the things I've heard about you is you have a pretty unique wine club around here. Can you tell me a little about that?
Oh, it's the Cougar Club.
The Cougar Club?
Yeah, because we have the mountain lion, and lion, Leone means lion in Italian, so we naturally went towards the cougar angle.
Oh, I thought you were trying to market me, but that's okay. I appreciate it nonetheless.
I always tell people Cougars got me through my 20s, so.
Good. I apparently don't spend enough time down here at Leone Cellars, but you'll know where you'll be able to find me in the future. Your wine club, do you do shipments? Do you ship out of state?
Of course. All over the country.
All over the country.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that you've been down here for
a year and a half,
year
maybe.
and a half?
Yeah.
And you're located where?
67 Main Street, Sutter Creek, California.
Is that where we are right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, here we are at 67 Main Street, Sutter Creek, here with John, looking for cougars to sign up for the wine club.
I used to go to the National, but you know.
Oh, yes, the National. All right, John. Well, thank you so much for spending some time.
Now we
with
come
us.
here.
Right there, you go. All right. Well, we're gonna go taste some of your wine.
Yeah. Do the Barbera. That's our most popular.
All right. I love Barbera. What's your favorite?
The Carignan.
The Carignan?
Yeah.
I'm going to try that. I can barely say that, but I'm going to go try it.
It's a French varietal from Burgundy. It's really cool.
All right.
A lot of spice on it.
Well, I like spicy.
So we just came through the back door with Jim Spinetta here from Spinetta Vineyard.
That's right. Yep. So fourth generation farmer since 1852, and we have two different types of wines here. Do you guys want to start with the unlabeled stuff or the labeled stuff?
Ooh, let's do unlabeled.
Unlabeled first. I knew it. I knew you guys would take this. So this one is actually
Ladies
orange
first.
muscat. 3 weeks ago, this was actually on the vines, hanging on the vine. So this is a grape. This is something that you are a double-fisted drinker today. I'm impressed here, Cam. So
it might be the first time.
This is the first time. Yes. I don't want to break your innocence though.
Not
So
this.
on this orange muscat, like I said, it has that citrus flavor. This is something that is natural. It's a grape that tastes like an orange. So you want to smell it. You smell the orange that's in there, a little citrus that's going down.
Citrus going down. Let me see.
Citrus is going down. It's only about 7% alcohol.
I'm gonna hold this.
And like I said, I just went through, I've only filtered it 2 different times. So you have that double espresso chocolate that's going in there. So you have, what you do is you have a little bit of the chocolate, you have a little bit of the wine, a little bit of the wine, and a little bit of the chocolate that's inside there. So what do you think? What are you guys tasting inside there?
Everything yummy.
Ooh.
Everything yummy, everything that's good. Yeah.
Right.
The
look at
mouthfeel
this.
is really nice. It's a little bit thick, but it's not really overbearing. But it's got just a great texture. It really coats the tongue, and like you get that full mouthfeel with it. It's
So there's-
really
there's-
The wine
lovely.
industry. She is really
Actually,
good.
there's nothing wrong with it being a little bit thick and coating the tongue.
No. We like
No,
it.
nothing's
Tongue is
wrong
good.
Nothing's wrong with that.
Tongue
But
is
it's
good.
really very bright. There's a
Tongue is
nice
awesome.
acidity in the finish. It's really lovely. I think
It
this
is.
is really nice. I would do this with like strawberry shortcake. I think would be a
Oh,
really
that
nice
would be
little...
a very good pairing.
The doll or the food?
We.
Well, both. I mean,
Yeah.
like the hair smells so good.
It is. The hair is very good. Yeah, but shaved to zoom. Oh yes.
Mel, back the foot up.
Yeah, back the foot up. Spin the bottle. Spin the bottle. And who is? Oh my gosh, right here. Hey! That's worth a headstand. All
Oh,
right,
you
love
didn't go for
bro.
the lips. You didn't
Come
go for the
on,
lips, but we tried.
We didn't
We
go to the
tried.
lips. We did.
We-
It was
we-
dry.
spin the bottle
That
with
was
Jim's banana,
dry.
right?
It was
That was
absolutely dry. Yes, because I might run for U.S. Supreme Court Justice. That was a dry kiss.
Right.
It was a dry kiss. I did not inhale.
I gave permission.
Yes, you did. Yeah, we both gave permission for that. Yes.
Jim, thanks for coming out with us.
All right, bro.
Great time with Jim Spinetta here at the Amador Arts Winefest.
Yep. 2018.